Welcome, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. John will be joining me in a few, and we are here to do an episode of the Big Fuss Show. We've had a couple of weeks off. We can't wait for y'all to join the fuss. Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College Sportscast. We, possibly me, are here to do an episode of the Big Fuss Show for you guys. It's been a couple, maybe 3 weeks since we done one. Been busy with some basketball stuff here lately on Tuesday nights the last couple of weeks. So we are here to finally do a new episode of the Big Fuss Show. If you are on Facebook with us, we do appreciate you guys. We have been growing like crazy on Facebook. And if you are with us on Facebook, we appreciate you. We are over 6,100, approaching 62, and growing tremendously here. You can help support us by sending stars, or you could subscribe for just 99 cents a month, and that does give you your own subscribers page that you yourself can post on, and it gives you your own subscribers chat as well. Again, that's just 99 cents a month. And if you are on Facebook with us, please like and follow. Subscribe. If you are on YouTube with us, please like and subscribe on YouTube. We are trying to grow that platform as well, and we appreciate you watching on YouTube or on Facebook with us tonight. Looks like Hammonds is trying to join. What's up, Hammonds?
What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? We are here to actually do a Big Fuss Show tonight.
About time, man.
Yep. So I just went through the spiel of Facebook and YouTube.
Trying to get everything situated here. All right, I'm ready.
I am too, actually. All right. Let me get the subscribers thing off. All right. So the first half of this show, going to kind of split this up into two. The first half of this show, at the top of the screen in the left-hand corner, you're going to see a QR code. That QR code is for our Bet Us. That one is for the Bet Us with the Real Fresh channel. Check them out on the Real Fresh channel on YouTube. They do a lot of cool shows. They're fantastic at picking NFL games, like over 70% correct. This is the third year in a row. So if you are on with them, check them out. But this QR code gives you a deposit match up to 3 times for 125%. If you will use that, you will gain some money to do a little betting with. Please bet responsibly. I'm going to leave that up on the screen as we talk tonight a little bit. And again, we are here to do the Big Fuss Show. What's up, Scott? Appreciate you being here, man.
Fun fact. He's actually a friend of mine. He works for Brantley Gilbert.
All right.
Cool. Which is pretty neat, ain't it, Scott?
And Jerry Carter, what's up, man? I appreciate you.
I talked to Jerry today on the phone. I gave him some ideas on how to dismantle the 49ers product. Oh, me. I had to get him a little riled up there, but you want us to go into the AP poll real quick before we start?
Yep, I do. We're going to start with a weekly update. that we normally do per every week here on the college football weekly AP poll. So, John, I'll let you start with that.
Okay, let me get it pulled up here. All right. 1 is Ohio State. 2 is Miami. They had
What's up,
13.
Josh?
They actually had 13 votes. First place votes. Indiana got 3 first place votes.
Big win this past week.
Yeah, they're number 3. 4 is A&M. 5 is Ole Miss. 6 is Alabama. 7
Was you
is Texas
surprised
Tech.
that Ole Miss and Texas A&M flip flopped or no?
Yeah, a little bit. I'll talk about that here in a minute. Oregon's at 8. 7 was Texas Tech. 9 is Georgia. 10
Appreciate
is
that,
LSU.
John.
11 is Tennessee. 12 is Georgia Tech. 13 is Notre Dame. 14 is Oklahoma. 15 is BYU. 16 is Missouri. 17 is Vanderbilt. 18 is Virginia. 19 is South Florida. 20 is USC. 21 is Texas. 22 is Memphis. 23 is Utah. 24 is Cincinnati. And 25 is Nebraska. And I think Illinois has dropped out. If that's
Yeah, they did. USC and Texas climbed back in this week in the poll after some big wins versus Michigan and Oklahoma last week. I know those two climbed back in. My thing at the bottom of this poll is this: South Florida jumped Memphis. Memphis is still undefeated, and South Florida has that one loss. Do you think South Florida should be ahead of Memphis?
That's a good question because they beat Florida. They won some Power 4 games, but Florida's kind of in a dumpster fire right now.
And Memphis beat Arkansas.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Memphis beat Arkansas.
Memphis beat Arkansas, which I think to me is a better win than beating Florida. Arkansas at least competed in a couple of games with Ole Miss. Now they did get whipped against Notre Dame, which they got whipped at home pretty bad. But beyond that game, Arkansas has been really competitive. They was competitive last week against Tennessee. I feel like that's a good win for Memphis. And Scott brings up a good point here. He says, I'm kind of behind on a lot of football, but it doesn't seem like the normal colleges are the powerhouses anymore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a question we can get to for sure. I mean, I kind of agree with that.
Ohio State, you have the regulars, Alabama, Georgia.
At the top of the poll, I was surprised that A&M jumped Ole Miss, flip flopped with them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Ole Miss's biggest test, I think, is going to be this weekend when they go to Georgia. You don't know what Georgia team you're going to get. Is it going to be the team that played against Alabama? Is it going to be the team that I felt like I don't know. I don't felt like they played great last week.
I mean, let's give some huge credit to Indiana and what's going on there, man. I mean, going out to Eugene and winning in Oregon is a tremendous win for that program. If I'm not mistaken, John, it was the first time ever that they beat a top 5 team.
Yeah, it was. And Kirk Cignetti has done a fabulous job with Indiana. They play hard-nosed, tough football. They grind you out. They force you to do things you're not accustomed to doing. Like, this is a well-coached football team. And yeah, that's another question we can kind of add to what Scott was saying was the NIL stuff. I think with the NIL and the portal now, it's kind of made it a fair game with everybody because you look at teams like Indiana, a team that was a doormat for years in the Big Ten is now the number 3 team in the country, Brad. Like,
I
I
mean, John,
mean,
I think it had been 20. They had averaged 4.1 wins over the last 30 years
yeah.
before Kirk Signetti.
Well, and then you look
Their
at Texas Tech.
average was 4.1 wins.
Yeah. And you look at a team like Texas Tech that hadn't been great probably since Cliff Kingsbury. They was good with the Graham Harrell days, which they're kind of backing their play up lately and getting better. And they got a big NIL budget down there in, Red Raider country. You look at a team like Georgia Tech, Brent Key, what he's doing at Georgia Tech with Haynes King at
I mean,
quarterback.
in fairness, Georgia Tech has had some really good players over the years and some decent teams, just none really in the last 10 years.
Well, and then you have like in the middle of the pack, you have a team like Vanderbilt. They bring in Diego Pavia, and the rest is history, basically. What they do without him next year will be interesting to see. How they recruit and how they bring a team together. The team that I want to talk about real quick before we kind of go off on this is Virginia. What a job Tony Elliott's done. And I'm going to tell you something. Their schedule is beneficial and capable.
Oh,
They
yeah.
could run out and make the playoff.
I mean, they absolutely could if you look at their schedule. It's manageable outside of a Duke game late. Duke has been playing really well. And that's really their only true challenge without them having a slip up.
Yeah. I mean, they getting good quarterback play out of Chandler Morris. The defense has played really great. They won that game against Louisville a couple of weeks ago in overtime. They beat Florida State in overtime. They're playing some football, man. And Tony Elliott, and there was a lot of talk before this season that Tony Elliott's job was in jeopardy. There was a lot of talk that he might not keep his job, and now
it don't look like it now.
It don't look like it now. So, yeah, Scott, you got up a good point about Johnny Manziel being a mentor to Pavia. I think that's a big thing. Johnny Manziel has changed his life around. He's doing some really good things with college sports. I've seen him on the sidelines a couple of times this season. He's doing some really good things with that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. All right, John, I am going to move to the next topic. I've got quite a bit of stuff here to kind of run through. This is something that happened, and we haven't had a chance to talk about it. I've got to bring this up, John. We've got to talk about it here on the show. James Franklin was fired from Penn State. I know everybody knows that now, but was you surprised by this at all? I mean, James Franklin's won like 104 games there, and 40 something. I mean, won a lot of games, but the 3-game skid and losing to an 0-4 UCLA team and a Northwestern team that they definitely should not lose to gets him. And were you surprised by this? In the middle of the season.
A little bit of wooden. He's notorious for not winning the big one, Brad. And I think beyond that, I think they need to look at his overall record. I think there was a time where when he was at Vanderbilt didn't have
I think
a losing season.
21 versus top 10, but you're close. I think that's right.
He was in his 12th year. And I think he had a 49 million. I think it was. They opened the season as preseason number 2 in the country. They won their first 3 games. They dropped a double overtime loss to Oregon before they got beat at winless UCLA. Then UCLA kind of went on and beat Michigan State, which that's a fun little story right now. Penn State was 4-21 under Franklin.
Yep.
Against AP top 10 opponents.
Yeah.
And they had a 1-10 in Big Ten conference games. I get at the end of the day, you got to find a win those games. I get it. You got to take some ownership, Brad. I think he does. I think this guy's going to get back on his feet. I think he's going to find a place. Wouldn't be shocked if it's somewhere like a
Look,
Virginia
guys,
Tech,
somebody's going to scoop him up. He's won way
Oklahoma
too.
State.
He's won 67% of his games as a college football coach. He's 8-7 in bowl games. He's 2-1 in college football playoff games. I mean, let's be honest, guys. I mean, he's won a lot of games, and he has relationships all over the country to get recruits. He's a top recruiter. He's got talent in the NFL galore from Penn State over the last 11 years. Somebody's going to scoop
you know what his
him
record
up
was?
quick.
You know what his record was at Penn State?
104
You know what his
and
record was at Penn
44?
State?
I think it's 104 and 44 or
45.
something like that.
12 years.
45.
He won a Big Ten championship in 16.
Yep.
And
2016.
he reached the playoff semifinals last year. Now,
Yeah.
let's be
In
fair. He struggled
January
against a
of
lot of
this
elite
year,
teams during his tenure there.
in January of this year, he was one play away from playing for a national championship.
Yeah, and I think he missed the 4-team college playoff in each of, I think, Franklin's first 10 years he was in there. Now, I'm going to tell you what lost him his job was the UCLA game. You just cannot lose to a team that is, in a dumpster fire themselves. They had
just
Jerry
fired the
Newhouse's
coach.
as the
They had just fired their
throw
coach.
in Jerry
They just
Newhouse,
fired their
which
offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Not a good look. Not a good look.
But I do have to say, somebody's going to scoop him up and get a good coach that has Power Four conference elite recruiting and a lot of wins under his belt. I will have to say that for sure. Now, there's talk of Kurt. There's talk of Kurt Signetti. Oh yeah, there's talk of Kurt Signetti, but I really am not sure if Signetti is going to make that jump. But there is what seems like some real legs to Matt Rule possibly going to Penn State. John, I have a question. We're going to debate here for a minute. Would Matt Rule be a downgrade at Penn State? I mean, guys, let's be honest.
Good question, Brett.
I think, would Matt Rule be a downgrade from James Franklin? There's a lot of talk
I don't
that
think
Matt
so.
Rule.
I mean, look what he did at Baylor. He
won 10 games a couple of places. James Franklin's won 10 plus games 6 out of 11 years at Penn State. Look what Rule's done at Nebraska. This is what, his third or fourth year? Has he even won? He ain't even won 9 games once. 8 games, maybe? I'm not even sure if he's done that. I mean, the one thing that Matt Rule has for him is Dylan Raiola. And he still has a year left, even if he jumps to the NFL. So if they did hire him, maybe he brings him with him. You're muted. I can't hear you.
I said the connections are there with Matt Rule just for the main fact he was a linebacker at Penn State for Joe Paterno.
Yes.
His first coaching job was an volunteer assistant, which his first head coaching job was at Temple. And the athletic director there, I think, was Pat Kraft, the same man who is the athletic director at Penn State. So, yeah, he's probably the most likely replacement there. It makes a lot of sense whether or not it's the right hire. I think It's not a knock on Rule, really. He's been successful everywhere he's been. We saw what he did at Temple. We saw what he did at Baylor. His third year at Nebraska, they're 5-1. They're ranked in the AP poll. Penn State is not a rebuild, though. Let's just throw that out there. The way Nebraska, Baylor, it's a win now mentality.
Well, let me be clear about this. Penn State is not the same Penn State that Joe Pa had.
No, but
it's
same. It's the same football program. It's a win now mentality. I don't think Penn State fans are going to sit around and wait for a third year like he is at Nebraska and wait for a winning year. I just don't think Penn State fans are going to deal with that.
There's no way.
I mean,
if they do hire Matt Rule, he's not going to have 3 years to wait for 8 wins. I can promise you that.
Well, and there's probably some bigger names out there. I would even throw out Kirk Cignetti, but I don't know how he would be interested. Matt Campbell would be one. Campbell's a really good program builder, I think. He's been really successful at Iowa State, and that's a difficult job.
Is he? He's not. He's never even won a Big 12 title.
No,
I mean, is he ready for Penn State and the Big 10? I have a bunch of questions on who they think they're going to get that's going to be better. I mean, hell, are they on the phone with Urban Meyer?
You know who I'd call?
Urban Meyer?
Well, I mean, I guess he could be one, but with his health issues, we don't know. But one that I would probably kind of gauge some interest with is Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame.
Yeah, but Marcus Freeman the last 3 years has started 1-2, 0-2.
Yeah, he's not done great. I agree with that.
Yes, he found a way into the playoffs last year. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, the way he has started at Notre Dame, every year he's been there so far, if Penn State's going to fire Franklin over three losses, there ain't no way they're going to put up with Marcus Freeman. Sorry.
That's a fan base that is in win mode now, and I've said it. They got to hit on this because if they don't, Penn State fans are not going to sit around and wait. They're just not that kind of – you saw what they did to Franklin going out the tunnel. They was literally in his face, yet booing, saying gestures. Like that's a football school, Brad. And you better win. You better win when you win.
They are, but I tend to think that they are not the same Penn State that Joe Pa had.
They're not, but
that's been a long time ago. That's been a long time ago now.
You got to remember, though, Brad, in this day and age, with the portal, with the NIL, you can throw a team together.
It's not like Joe Pa was there 5 years ago. What's it been, like 17 years or something since Joe Pa was there?
Something like that.
It's been a long time, guys. I'm just saying. All right. I have another debate question for you here, John. And this kind of goes in line with all of these coaching hires that's about to happen because the landscape of college football is fixing to change rapidly, very rapidly, because coaches are going to be jumping from one school to another school, opening up spots. Florida State might be, Florida might be, Auburn could be, Wisconsin could be. There's a lot of talk in the land of Kentucky. Mark Stoops could be. There's a lot of talk in the land of Kentucky about a certain group of 5 coach. I got a question, John. Better hires, proven former Power 4 coaches, or up and coming group of 5 winners? Who is a better coach to hire for these elite Power 4 conferences?
It depends on where you're going, really. Like, if you're going to a place like Kentucky, Virginia Tech, it would be more of a former proven coach. Now, a team that's more like on the rise, it would be more for an up and comer, like a John Sumrall, the Morris guy from North Texas, those kind of guys. But
The
if you're
guy
looking
it's the guy at South Florida, Alex
South Florida, Alex Golish,
Golesh.
yeah, he's another one that's really good. So I would go with a proven Power 4 coach before I would go with an up and coming. Now, listen, everybody.
The reason why I say this is like in all seriousness, how did Brian Harrison work out at Auburn? How's Billy?
Good.
How has Billy worked out at Florida?
Well, two of those. Okay, let me rephrase this. Two of those didn't work out. Okay, but look. Okay, let's look at
Y'all
at
remember Butch Jones? Y'all remember Butch Jones? How'd he work out at Tennessee?
But look what's happening in Indiana with Signetti, with James Madison. Every now and then you find a rabbit in the hole. And
okay, he's in his 41st year of coaching or some shit.
Yes, but you got to remind yourself, though, Brad, look where he was at. He was at a place like James Madison. Now, he's been on the Alabama staff with Saban and all that. He was under some coaching trees. But at the same time, you got to think, going from James Madison to Indiana, it's a big move for a coach that is trying to build, what he wants to build at Indiana.
But John, James Madison was probably a better program than Indiana. I mean, hellfire. James Madison was probably a better program than Indiana. The only thing that Indiana had going for it was that they was in the Big Ten, but nothing else. Nothing else. I mean, nothing about that program was better than James Madison.
No, I agree. But what I mean, probably now they probably would be. But back
I'm talking about when he took the job. What I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. I'll name you a couple other guys. Tyson Helton from Western. He's done a really good job at Western. A lot of D1 places have rated his school for talent, and yet he continues to do the job that he does there. Now he's probably going to be one to watch for a high profile job. Lane Kiffin's another one. But I feel like he's probably comfortable in Oxford. The only job that I probably could see him going to is probably Florida.
I don't even see that one.
Rhett Lashley would be another one.
Rhett Lashley would be a good one. Now, he's now in a Power 4 conference at the ACC, and in his first season, he got to the ACC championship game.
I'll give you another one that nobody's really talking about is Ryan Silverfield from Memphis.
Been doing a fantastic job. But here's my thing, John. Is he ready on a recruiting and an elite level to join a conference like the SEC and recruit at that level to compete against the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Texas? Like, you can't recruit the same type of guy. Like, no. You can't use those type of relationships. Like, I think it's different. And I'll just be honest with you guys.
Well,
I think it's totally different going into the SEC.
Jimbo Fisher would be another one.
Jimbo Fisher's a former Power 4 conference on the other side.
I'm going to tell you, and I know people's probably going to say they're going to be throwing pitchforks and knives and everything at me. But I say this, if Kentucky was to say, let Stoops go.
There are so many guys I could name before I would want a group of 5 coach. And I'm not even playing.
John Gruden, his name's going to bring a lot of attention. I
would name Rhett Lashley. I would name
Buster Faulkner.
I would name Jimbo Fisher. I would name James Franklin. Like, there are so many names I could come up with.
I'm going to name you 3 coordinators that I think have an opportunity. One of them is Buster Faulkner, the Georgia Tech coordinator. He's got them on a fast start, the way they play offense.
I'll tell you one for sure.
Brian Hartline would be another one.
See, I'm not so big on Brian Hartline. I mean, maybe. I just think Brian Hartline, I know he's getting a lot of pub, okay? And I know what's going on at Ohio State. But it's only been going on for like 2 years.
I'm going to tell you one that I like.
3 years that he's been doing it.
He's sitting out in Oregon. Will Stein.
That's the one I like.
And I
Will Stein is the one I like. Because Will Stein's also been in the SEC. He's been out there with Dan Lanning. I mean, Will Stein has some Power 4 experience.
And he's developed
elite,
back-to-back.
Top elite recruiting as well.
You got to think, too, Brad. He's developed 2 back-to-back Heisman finalists. And he's a former Louisville quarterback, which I don't know how he would feel about coming to Kentucky, but at the same time,
I don't either.
Just give him a call. Give him a call.
I'm telling you right now, Will Stein would be an absolute. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is kind of leaning toward Kentucky stuff because a lot of stuff's going around. And here's my thing, man. And I'm saying if something happens to open up the job at Kentucky, I'm just going to be honest with you. I want an offensive mind. I'm done. I'm done struggling to score 20 points in a damn game.
Yeah,
I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Like, give me somebody that can run an offense.
Yeah,
that's what I.
Who has an imagination? I'm gonna give you 3.
Please give me somebody that can run an offense.
I'm gonna give you 3 names.
Rhett Lashley is one.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna give you 3 names that I would call if something happens with Stoops in Kentucky. These are my 3. I don't know your 3, but my 3 would be: I'd call Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, absolutely.
The worst he could say is no.
Yeah.
2 would be Will Stein from Oregon, and 3 would probably be Rhett Lashley from SMU.
I'll tell you somebody else I'd call. His name is Sonny Dykes.
Yeah, I'd call Sonny. I know people would laugh at this one, but he could say no, could say yes. Is Ed Orgeron?
Ed Orgeron.
I know people laugh at that, but
look what offense he put out in 2019.
Exactly.
He
put a decent.
Look what recruits he got and was on that team. I mean, Brad, I want somebody that knows how to recruit.
I understand him as a whole as a coach, but some of that had to do with the brand of LSU too.
Yeah,
that had something to do with it. But he put them in position. And I think he could do the same at Kentucky if they gave him an opportunity.
All right. The moral here for me, I want somebody that can recruit at a power level that has done it. That's what I want.
Scott, to answer your question, why we got rid of Bill Curry, because he couldn't win. I mean, that's just basically what it was. I mean, couldn't win.
Look, that was 30 years ago as well. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean it was a different time.
the game was a little bit different than it is now, just a
Yeah,
little.
it was.
All right. All right. Now, which coach do you think is fired next? Because there's a bunch of them on the line.
I think Billy.
I got one. I got one
I think
for
Bill,
you.
I think Billy Napier's
Is,
done.
is Billy Nape is Mississippi State an absolute must win?
I think he's gone regardless, Brad. To be honest,
You think he is? Even if he
I
wins?
think I don't know. It, I don't know. I think he's just done either way. I think Florida, to me, has had enough. They've given him opportunities after opportunities, and I think they're just going to go a different direction. But that may be
I'm
me.
gonna
And
be honest with
my
you.
other one would be
I
Fickle.
wouldn't touch I wouldn't touch Vandy's coach, to be honest with you. I wouldn't. Defensive
Uh-uh.
guy. I think he's found lightning in a bottle with Diego Pavia. I mean, I wouldn't touch him.
My other one would be probably Fickle from
Lord mercy.
Wisconsin.
How does he
He's
still have
another
a
one.
job? How many times do they get blanked?
I don't know.
I don't
Brad.
know. Did they? Maybe they scored. Maybe they scored the other day, but last I checked, they were down 30-0. Hell, I don't know. I was busy. I was working. I don't know. But damn.
Yeah, I mean it's not great. Auburn maybe. I've heard everything at the Auburn situation. I've heard he's going to retire. I've heard he's about sick. I've heard it was because of a recruit. I've heard all kinds of things at Auburn. I just think if Auburn can not be competitive, like they wasn't even now they went ahead of Georgia 10-0, but after that they couldn't score, Brett. Their offense, they can't score. Their defense keeps them in the
And I'm
games,
telling
but
you right now, if you
you got to
can't
be
put
able to
points on the
score.
board, if you can't put points on the board in college football today, you are not going to win very many games.
No, you're not going. You're not going to keep your job either. That's
No,
your job's going to
no,
be on the
you're not
line.
going to keep
So
your
those are
job either.
probably, yeah. I think those are probably your most, your top ones. Now we just got done talking about March Stoops. I don't think he's going to fire him in the season. I
I
don't.
don't either. I don't
just
either.
think
I've said
I
that
think
for a
that ain't
year and a half.
that ain't the way Barnhart. That ain't the way Barnhart runs things.
Nah.
I think they're going to wait it out, see what happens. Now he come out with a thing standing behind Stoops earlier this week, and then you
Yeah,
had the
but
Stoops
guys,
rumors
that's
to Virginia
also
Tech.
most of the time. That's also most of the time a kiss of death when your AD
Yeah,
comes out and supports you.
yeah, that's
Honestly,
really. I mean, look at the Calipari situation. Like it was.
I mean, in reality, if you go back and look at stuff where the AD comes out and supports, most of the time they're either fired or they leave. They're gone. One of the two. Most of the time. I
Yeah,
don't even pay
most of
attention
the
to
time.
that
But
anymore.
that's probably my top three. That's probably my top three, Brad. Top four.
All right.
I
We're
think
gonna
Billy
play
Napier is the next one to go.
we're gonna play a little game here, John. This is to end our college football talk as far as debates and stuff. I'm gonna throw out a couple of teams, about 4 or 5 teams here, and I want you to tell me if they're contenders or pretenders. All right,
Okay.
Texas A&M.
Contenders.
You think Texas A&M is a true contender?
I do. I think their defense is really, really good.
All right. How about LSU?
Pretenders.
They play Vandy this week. We'll find out. I
Yeah,
believe.
their offense is what's going to if they don't get to the playoff, it's going to be because of their offense. It ain't going to be because of their defense.
All right, I'm going to put this one in because they lost at home last week. What about Oregon?
I still think they're contenders. I just think Indiana was just – it was dotting everything, man. Like it was just – I mean, that was a perfectly played game. You had to play perfect. I always tell people this. When you go to Austin Stadium and play in Oregon, you got to play perfect. And that's exactly what Indiana did Saturday. And not many teams go in there, Brad, and win like they did on Saturday.
They don't. Absolutely.
That's a game. That's coaching. But I still think they're contenders. I think Dan Lanning's done a good job, and I still think they got probably one of the best quarterbacks in the country in Dante Moore.
All right, I'm going to give you two teams that actually play each other this week coming up. USC and Notre Dame. Contenders or pretenders?
Probably pretenders. I still not sold on USC. I'm not. And Notre Dame has been – well, Notre Dame, let's be fair. They did lose the game to Miami. But
Notre Dame's too high in the AP poll, by the way.
Yeah, it's a little high. I think both of them are probably pretenders when it's all said and done now. I do have Notre Dame winning that game, by the way. I think USC's defense is going to struggle.
All right. How about Miami?
Pretender. I think they're legit.
You mean a contender?
Contender, I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm asking about Miami because they have fallen off the last 2 years at the very end of the season. Do you think they keep from doing that this year?
I do. I think they got the quarterback. I think they got the defense. They got the receivers. This is a different Miami team. I saw that last Saturday. They're just I think they're way above everybody else not named Ohio State.
I was just looking through some of the comments here.
And I'm going to be honest with you. This is what week is this?
8. We're at week 8.
I'm going to say this right off the record. I think when it's all said and done, it'll be Miami and Ohio State playing for the national championship.
I mean, that's what it's looking like right now. Indiana might have something to say about it. Yeah. And I still think there is 3 or 4 SEC teams that could have something to say about it.
Could you imagine a world? I was thinking about this today. Could you imagine a world where Indiana's national champions in football?
It's kind of crazy to even think about, to be honest. But the way they're playing. All right, I'm not even going to put Indiana in it because they proved last Saturday they're a contender. I mean, they're a contender. I'm not even putting them in it. How about Alabama? They play Tennessee this week. They already have the one loss.
Well, I watched the Vandy game. There was some Brett. If Vandy don't turn the ball over, they probably win that game.
Appreciate it, Scott.
They probably win that game. Bama didn't have their best A game.
I think he's talking about Bama here, so I put that up.
Well, and Tennessee is coming into town, which has a really good offense. The Missouri game is what I was trying to think of. Missouri too. There was some plays in there where if Missouri looks for their open man, they probably win that game. There was some plays in that game to be had for Missouri, and they just lost train of thought at the quarterback position. Big game this weekend, but I still think they're pretenders. I think
they can be contenders, but man, they're going to have to win and sneak out a lot of tough games down.
They're going to have to do like they've done. They're going to have to find ways to win, like they did against Vanderbilt, Missouri, because that schedule's it's a little tough.
I'm gonna put another one in here. How about Georgia? They play Ole Miss. It is in Athens this week.
Man, I don't like this Georgia offense, man.
I don't either, really. They don't look like the real Georgia. They just don't so far.
Mm-mm.
But I mean, Ole Miss coming to town. They beat them last year in Oxford. I mean, I'm not sure.
The thing is, and you said it early before the season started. I thought Gunnar Stockton was going to be the savior. But I just feel like that he's not. I think part of it is because of the offensive line. The offensive line is not great. They've not been playing great. Now they got some really good receivers. They got Dylan Bell. They got Zachariah Branch. They got a good running game with Frazier, Bowen. Now their defense, I think, has kind of picked up a notch the last couple of weeks. But if Georgia's going to be able to get to the SEC championship and win this thing, they got to play better on offense, I think.
All right, guys, that was fun. We will come back as the college football playoffs approach more and more. We will play a little bit of contenders and pretenders each week, maybe on here on the Big Fuss Show when we do them, and have a little bit of fun for that. John, we're going to wrap up football. I want you to call off some of the games here for week 8 because there's some good ones. I mean, Louisville and Miami play this week, which could be a telltale in the ACC. You got USC and Notre Dame that I just mentioned. So go ahead and mention some of these.
I'll give you my top 8, not necessarily in any order. Miami and Louisville is one. LSU and Vanderbilt is one. I'm trying to think. Ole Miss, Georgia is another one. Texas Tech going to Arizona State is big. That's a big one. Trying to think. Tennessee, Alabama, USC, Notre Dame, Utah and BYU.
That's a big one.
That's
a big one in the Big 12.
That's a big one. So there's a few games, and then there's some underrated games, sort of like Georgia Tech, Duke. And if people don't know, Duke's 3-0 in the ACC. If they was to win this game, they got a shot to go to the ACC championship.
Absolutely.
So, that's a big game for them. Missouri going on the road again, how they respond.
And by the way, Tulane needs Duke to keep winning.
Yeah. And another one is Missouri and Auburn. I think this is going to tell whether Auburn gets to a bowl game or not. I think.
Oklahoma, I think, is at South Carolina.
They are.
Underrated game. Underrated game.
I know people probably want to say, well, Texas and Kentucky's going to be underrated. Well, let's be fair. Texas ain't played great.
Let's just hope they actually play some kind of ball. That's all I'm
doing. Some kind of football, right?
I mean, maybe we could put some pads on some guys that ain't even had them on this year. I don't know. Maybe
that'd be a start.
That'd be a good place to start.
Yeah, it would.
All right, John. I'm moving to basketball. College basketball AP poll came out on Monday. Came out on Monday this week, John, and this is the preseason poll that just come out this week. I want you to run through the college basketball preseason AP poll.
All right, let's get to it. 1 was Purdue. They had 35 votes. 2 was Houston. They had 16 first-place votes. Florida was 3. They had 8 first-place votes. And UConn was 4, and they had 2 first-place votes. 5 was St. John's. 6 was Duke. 7 was Michigan. 8 was BYU. 9 was Kentucky. 10 was Texas Tech. 11 was Louisville. 12 UCLA. 13 was Arizona. 14 is Arkansas. 15 was Alabama. 16 was Iowa State, 17 was Illinois, 18 was Tennessee, 19 was Kansas, 20 was Auburn, 21 was Gonzaga, 22 was Michigan State, 23 was Creighton, 24 was Wisconsin, and 25 was North Carolina.
All right. Was there any surprises? Is there any team in there that you think, wow, one way or another, too low, too high?
Not really, no.
So I was a little surprised with all the talk. I kind of thought Louisville would be top 10. I know they're 11. I know they're not very far, but I kind of thought they might be like 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that range.
You got to, they got one of the best freshmen, Michael Brown. They got
He's
Isaac
good,
McNeely from Virginia. They got Ryan Conwell from Xavier. Javon Hadley is back. This is going to be a really good Louisville basketball team. They play defense. They get after you. Pat Kelsey is one of those that preaches defense, tough-nosed. I think this Louisville team is going to be top 5 before the season is over. Wouldn't be shocked if they won the ACC either over Duke. But Duke's probably going to be your favorite. Another one that I kind of was shocked about was Arkansas. I thought they would be a little bit higher. They brought in Darius Acuff.
Where did Arkansas fall?
14.
14.
Yep.
All right. So just continue a little bit of basketball talk here. Let's talk about some title contenders. Who do you feel like is real title contenders for NCAA basketball this time?
I think Duke has to be there. Probably Purdue. UConn is probably there. Florida's probably going to be in the mix with Boogie Flan. That team, and they got their 2 7-footers back. The 2 big boys are back for Florida.
Yeah.
In the second tier, I would probably put Kentucky there. In that second tier. That second tier.
What about St. John's?
St. John's would be one, yes.
What about BYU? And I know these are some names that are not normally said, but I'm telling you, they got some talent.
Michigan's going to be the one to watch because, they got Elliott Cadeau from North Carolina. They got Roddy Gale Jr. They got the Yaxel Lindenborg from UAB, which I think is going to be I think he's going to flourish in that system.
Dusty May's good.
Dusty May's got. BYU's going to be good. AJ DeBonsa is going to be tough. They get Richie Saunders back. They got the Baylor guard, Robert Wright.
I'm telling you, BYU's going to be really good.
BYU's going to be good. Texas Tech's going to be good. They do get JT Toppin back, which is huge for them.
Losing the Derek Williams kid might hurt them, but
Tennessee will be pretty good. They got the Gillespie kid from Maryland, Amari Abram from Louisiana Tech. They got Nate Ament, the big number. I think he was number 4 in ESPN Top 100s. They brought back the Phillips kid in the middle.
You know what's wild? We've talked now for 3 minutes and not one word from Kansas, North Carolina. Like, it's just
Houston's going to be there.
Yeah, Houston. We need to bring up Houston.
I'm going to tell you, they bring back Milo Uzane, and they also bring back Sharp, and they also bring back Tugler, and they got one of the top players in the country in Chris Sinek Jr., the freshman. I'm going to tell you something, y'all. If you haven't watched Kelvin Sampson and this Houston Cougars team, you need to sit down and watch a game that they play. They get after your AWS.
Oh, yeah. They do.
They are hard-nosed. There was 1 or 2 plays away from winning the championship last year. If they don't make mistakes.
They were real close, yeah.
In the Florida game, they probably come away as national champions, and Florida goes home without a trophy. So, excited about basketball season. Football season has been a train wreck so far.
I'm still paying attention to it. I do love college football as well. Even if Kentucky is not playing well, I love watching it and everything else.
I wasn't necessarily talking about Kentucky. I was talking about the Cowboys.
Oh, well.
So I was kind of going that direction with that. So
I do want to get to one more quick topic on college basketball, and then we're going to move on to a little bit of women's basketball. We're going to do this same order in women's basketball, but name me some top players to watch in college basketball.
That's tough. Otega Oweh, he's coming back for Kentucky. I think he's a guy that you need to watch out for.
What about the Boozer kid from Duke?
Boozer twins. I think they're going to be huge for Duke. I think they're going to be probably a lot of the reason why Duke is going to be in that top 5 probably all year.
Listen, that freshman that Louisville got that you're talking about, I seen him play in some tournaments. That kid's good.
Yeah, he's good. Trey Kaufman-Wren from Purdue is really good. Bruce Thornton is coming back to Ohio State. He's going to be good for them.
JT Toppin, can't leave him out.
JT Toppin. Terrace Reed from UConn is going to be good. He's back for UConn.
What about Dent at UCLA?
Yeah, Dent is another one. Donovan Dent. Then you got Josh Hubbard at Mississippi State. He's back. Trying to think of a few. LeBaron Favon from Alabama. He's back. I think he's a big piece to Alabama.
Yeah.
I'll give you one. Big Z from Illinois. I think he's going to flourish in Brad's system.
I think he should.
I think he's really good. I think he's going to, Illinois has got a bunch of Euro kids that they can play ball. They're going to be fun to watch this year.
Let me ask you about one in particular that I 2.5 years ago would have never thought he'd still be in college. DJ Wagner. Does he make a step this year big enough to finally get to the NBA, or he's a junior now?
That's hard to believe.
It's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, I think you had the whole Cal, even Kentucky, and he didn't have. And I think his last year, Kentucky, he was hurt a little bit, some, and then he went to Arkansas.
Well, we're talking about year 2 at Arkansas now.
I felt like he made a jump last year. My opinion. Late in the year, I thought he played really, really well. I thought he played good in the St. John's tournament game. I think he's going to have to step it up if he wants to go to the NBA, and I think he can. He's going to be surrounded by a bunch of really good guys. Carter Knox, Darius Acuff. This is going to be a good Arkansas team. Cal didn't forget how to coach, and I know everybody says, well, I'm glad he's not at Kentucky anymore, but at the same time, he still can get the best out of his players, and he knows how to recruit. He now. Whether he wins a tournament game.
I'm having to disagree with you just a little bit. You just said he still gets the best out of his players.
He did last year.
I'm not so sure about that. Look at DJ Wagner. Look at Big Z. I'm not sure that he ever really got the best out of Adu. Not Adu, but Adu. Adu Fiera.
Look at last year towards the end of the year, Brad. They made the run, beat St. John's, should have beat Texas Tech. I felt like that was probably one of their better runs that they've had.
I'm just saying, I feel like that the talent that he's brought in there over the last, and I'm talking the last few years at Kentucky and now Arkansas, I just don't feel like these kids have flourished with their talent quite as much as they used to. Just saying. Just saying. I'm trying to read.
You ready to move on to the girls?
Yeah, I was reading Jerry's comment there. Look, I think Big Z's going to do good at Illinois. I really do.
I do too.
All right. Women's basketball preseason poll come out yesterday. And John, I want us to kind of run through the women's basketball preseason poll as well.
Yeah, I got it pulled up here. Number one, everybody knows who that was.
It's UConn.
UConn, yeah. 2 is South Carolina. 3 is UCLA. 4 is Texas. 5 was LSU. 6 was Oklahoma. 7 was Duke. 8 was Tennessee. 9 was NC State. 10 was Maryland. 11 was North Carolina. 12 was Ole Miss. 13 was Michigan. 14 was Iowa State. 15 was Notre Dame. 16 was Baylor. 17 was TCU. 18 was USC. 19 was Vanderbilt. 20th was Louisville. 21 was Iowa. 22 was Oklahoma State. 23 was Michigan State. And Richmond and Kentucky tied for 24th and 25th.
Yep. John, I'm going to say this. I kind of thought the media was not going to put Kentucky in the poll. They did get 24th, 25th in the poll, in the preseason poll. I am very happy to see them in. I think they're very underrated. I do not think the media is giving them as much love as they need to be getting right now, in my opinion. But that's why you play the games. Coach Kenny Brooks and Clara Strack and Tayani Key and Tony Morgan and Amelia Hassett and all of the girls have the chance to climb this ladder and prove to the world that the media got this wrong.
Yeah, I mean, they got Tony Morgan from Georgia Tech. She's really, really good. Like you said, Tiana Key, Clara Strack, Amia Hassett, Asia Boone from Liberty. This team is going to be fun to watch.
Girls. You got Jordan Obi. You got Jordan Obi and Dominika Porova, who were out last year. That's coming back.
I think what separates this team, Brad, from a lot of teams is their length. They're tall. Clara Strack, Hassett can go out and shoot a three. Tony Morgan's going to be that guard that can facilitate. This is going to be a team to watch. And putting them at 24, I think, is a little bit disrespectful, but I get it. I do.
I'm going to give you a player. John, I'm going to give you a player from this Kentucky girls team, women's team, to watch that's going to surprise every Kentucky fan. And her name is Jordan Obi.
Yep.
She's from Penn State. From Penn, not from Penn State. She played at Penn. And in the Ivy League, she's been hurt. She was out all year. She's been working. She is so strong. I talked to both Clara Strack and Tayani Key yesterday. All right. And both told me that she is a beast. Her strength down low is going to surprise the world, is what they told me.
I'm looking at some of the other teams in general. Vanderbilt, they're going to be number 19 in the country. Michaela Blake's is back. They get Madison Green. Then you got TCU, I think is going to be really good. Olivia Miles is there now. Taylor Bigby, Clara Silva is there that played at Kentucky. That's going to be a really fun team to watch. But the team I'm interested in this SEC, Brad, is Ole Miss. Coach O is one of the best coaches in the country.
She went out. She wasn't playing around in the
and absolutely loaded this team up. Cody McMahon from Ohio State. They got Caitlin Peterson from UCF. She got Latasha Lattimore from Virginia. This Ole Miss team, I'm not going to put it past me that they don't make a Final Four run. I think they're that good.
Yeah, she wasn't playing around for sure in the transfer portal, but there's a team at the top, John. News broke Monday. Like this one's kind of tough for me, to be honest with you. I've been covering the girls now for 3 years. Chloe Kitts announced that she tore ACL and she is going to miss this season and the entire season.
There's a couple of girls actually.
Ashlyn Watkins has already said that she is going to miss this season again, that she plans on being back. She tore her ACL the season before. Listen, Chloe Kitts, the last 2 years, has been one of the heart and souls of the down low, the front court.
Then you
got South Carolina.
Then you got Juju Watkins. She's going to be out for USC,
listen,
which is going to be
I
tough.
love Juju, but I've been up close and personal, honestly, courtside, to see Chloe Kitts play many times over the last 2 years, 2.5. And this one kind of hurts me a little bit, to be honest with you. Chloe Kitts is a star in the making. I really do believe that. I think she will play in the WNBA. She's got so much heart and grit on the floor, and I think that's going to be missed. I'm bringing this up because they're ranked number 2 in the poll. I think they're going to miss Chloe Kitts. I really do. I mean, they still got Tessa Johnson. They still got Raven Johnson. They still got. I mean, Joyce Edwards is back as a sophomore and is going to blossom. I'm sure of it as a sophomore. But the down low stuff, man, I'm a little worried now for South Carolina, especially early in the year. They play a tough schedule. Staley always plays a tough schedule, and with Kitts being out, I expect them to take a few lumps.
They play Duke in Vegas.
Yeah. So that's just a little bit of talk here about the girls, but title contenders, John, and on the girls' side, of course, you got UConn. I mean, South Carolina could be, but man, I think that's a hit. But they could be UCLA, Texas, definitely. Yes,
Oklahoma would probably be in there. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma could be.
I think Tennessee will be there. So there's quite a bit in there. I'm going to give you some girls to watch.
Duke, North Carolina could be.
I'm going to give you some girls to watch this season.
Yep.
Sarah Strong would be one from UConn. Asa Fudd is another. Raven Johnson at South Carolina, I think, is really good. Joyce Edwards. Lauren Betts, she's back at UCLA.
And her sister, who's a freshman, Sierra Betts, number 1 recruit.
Texas, they bring Madison Booker back. Rory Harmon. Oldacre is back. Kyla. That Texas team's loaded.
I just seen Rory, Oldacre, and Booker yesterday. So, yeah.
That team's loaded, man. And then you got LSU.
Flau'jae
Johnson, Michaela Williams, Falasia Fawali.
Wow. Can I just say, wow.
Brother.
Listen, guys, if you're a basketball fan, I cannot wait to watch those 3 on the floor for LSU girls, the women's team. If you like basketball, those 3, they're going to be lightning, man. I mean, it's going to be so fun to watch.
Tennessee, Talasia Cooper, Ruby Whitehorn's back. Z Spearman. I think that's a really good nucleus he's got there.
I'm going to give you a
Merle's
name. I'm going to give you a name I'm telling you this because I've been around them and I know what their goals are. Their goals are to win the SEC. And if you can win the SEC, you can win a national title. And that's the Kentucky women's team. I don't know if they're going to get there. I don't know if the chemistry is going to be there, but I'm telling you right now, with Jordan Obi and Dominika Porova and Caitlin Carroll and Lexi Blue and the bench that Kenny could have, if he will play his bench and develop them early in this season, the first 10, 12 games before SEC play, if he will develop his bench, I think this could be a really, really strong team, possibly challenged to be a top 5 team before the year's over.
I'll give you another team before we move on and end the show. Michigan State. They get Grace Van Sluten back, Theron Halleck, Jalen Brown, Rashonda Jones. She's from Purdue. So there's some teams in there that have some opportunities to make some noise down the stretch, especially in the middle of the year. Louisville's going to be another one. I think Purdue will be much better next year. UConn, like you said, South Carolina is going to be good. My team to watch is Texas, though. I've said it. They bring Madison Booker back. They bring back Rory Harmon, Oldacre.
For a 5th year, by the way.
For a 5th year. That
injury. Hers is not COVID or nothing. It's injury. She blew out her knee.
That team was special. And Schaefer, if you've not watched him coach, he's one of the best coaches in college basketball.
He's fantastic.
He gets the best out of his players.
And he's no nonsense, period. No. I'm telling you, man, I've been around him about 5 or 6 times now. He is completely no nonsense and a great coach.
He's all business.
100%. For sure on that one. I really enjoy being like he's all basketball all the time. I'm serious as a heart attack. All right. I have spent the last couple of days Birmingham at the SEC basketball tip-off, being around some of these girls and some of these guys. I was in front of Phylon yesterday and a few others, Owe, off the first team, all SEC team, and stuff like that. I just want to say a big shout out to Kentucky and for the SEC. It's a great event. I just want to say this to the Southeastern Conference. Please keep this event at the Grand Bohemian Hotel in Birmingham. It is fantastic. They put on such a good event. There's such a good staff. The food is delicious. It's
met Patrick Young yesterday.
It's all right there. Everything is just a hop and a jump. Nobody, even the parking and everything. I mean, it's all right there. It's a fantastic event. I heard some people talking yesterday about how much better the media days was for basketball than it was for football. So that ought to tell you something. I'm talking about for access and parking and all the stuff for the media people is what I'm talking about.
I actually love the fact that your question got a little pub this morning.
Yeah, man, it's a big deal. I mean, I talked to Richard Hendricks yesterday. I talked to Jimmy Dykes yesterday. I talked to Patrick Young yesterday. I talked to Seth Greenberg yesterday for a minute. All the big people are there. Pat Bradley, I spoke to him yesterday. It's just a really, really fun event. I saw Dari Noka, Alyssa Lang. The list can go on and on.
I love Dari.
Alyssa Lang waved at me as she walked by, smiled and waved at me. Not just out of You know what I mean? Just out of kindness or whatever, man.
Mhm.
I mean, they're super busy. They're going in and out because they're switching from the men's desk to the women's desk,
Yeah,
and
it's
they're
like
constantly going. They're going back and forth. The men's desk and women's desk.
hey
It's crazy.
Dari, if you're out there, I love the work you do on the SEC. Like he
Yeah,
does
man.
such a good job, man. Like he's right up there with Peter Burns when it comes to doing his job. He's one of the best at it.
Yeah, it was just fantastic. So I just want to give a shout out. All right. Exhibition season is about to begin. Actually, I just found out, I was looking up some stuff. There was an exhibition game. UConn played Boston College in women's 2 nights ago on the
No,
13th.
it was the men.
Uh, huh?
It was the men.
It was the men?
Yeah, the men played UConn. UConn played Boston College. Boston College actually led in the second half.
Okay.
But UConn
I've
kind of
been
put it out of
I've been
yeah.
busy driving, going. I mean, I really
I
haven't
think
seen a
there's
whole lot.
one. I think there's one this weekend. I think Auburn's got one this weekend. Maybe Friday. I can't remember. Kentucky's is next week against Purdue. Then we have another exhibition.
I think Alabama and Florida State play one, and I think
Florida
it's
State,
both
yeah,
men's and women's.
men's
I
and
think.
women's. Yeah. And then we play Purdue next week. Then we play Georgetown right after that sometime. And then you kind of get into the I think we play a couple. Don't we play
Arkansas plays Memphis, which is a big one. Arkansas, Memphis. Also, Memphis has Aaron Bradshaw there, by the way.
Mhm.
So Bradshaw's going to be going against DJ
Yeah, it's gonna be neat.
and Calipari. So that one's going to be kind of fun to pay attention to. I think Duke and Tennessee play in the exhibition games next week or the week after. I can't remember exactly when the
There's
date
quite a
is.
bit of exhibition game. I thought I could look them up.
They don't show the exhibition games. You have to really dig to find the exhibition games
Yeah,
on
they usually post
ESPN.
them on Twitter every once in a while, but
Yeah. But Duke and Tennessee play an exhibition game. There's some fun ones in exhibition games this year.
here's the 10. I found this on the internet. VCU plays Villanova October 19th. St. Mary's plays Ole Miss October 26th. Michigan State plays UConn October 28th. Arkansas and Memphis October 27th.
Arkansas, Memphis.
Indiana and Baylor play the 26th of October. Michigan plays St. John's October 25th.
That'll be
Purdue and Kentucky
that's
October 24th. Yeah.
Michigan St. John's is going to be a good one too.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Dusty May against Rick Pitino. And then I think there's two more maybe. They might be little game. Oh, Kansas and Louisville play the 24th, and then BYU plays North Carolina next Friday. So you got AJ Devonsa.
Really good games.
You got a new look UNC team. Caleb Williams. Should be fun. A whole new roster. I'm excited to see AJ Devonsa play the overall freshman. You know, he's going to be a star for BYU.
Absolutely. I just wanted to touch it before we leave. Blue-white game is on Friday night at Memorial Coliseum, and I'm excited for that. I think it's on SEC Plus again, I believe, SEC Network Plus. I'm pretty sure. But it is Friday night, and then next Friday night is number one Purdue comes to town. That was my question to Mark Pope yesterday, was that this will be the first time in the history of Kentucky men's basketball that they are playing the number one team in the exhibition where it don't count. You get a lot of.
I thought it was actually pretty neat. You called me. It was like, I made it on KSR.
Yeah. Well, what do you know?
What
Look
do you
who made
know,
it on
Brad?
Pearson.
Brad's name was you could hear him talking, and I thought it was pretty funny. But we're trying our best to build this up and to give you guys good coverage of football, basketball, baseball when we do it, because a lot of times we don't do a lot of baseball. We used to have a baseball guy, but unfortunately, due to personal issues, he's no longer with us. But we try to keep it 100 every time, and I try to tell Brad. I've tried to tone Brad down a little bit on some of these rants because he likes to go a little bit off the hinge.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, I have no idea what you're talking
You
about.
do know what I'm talking about. Like some of these coaching moves and, NIL. Like I remember a rant last year where you went on an NIL rant and you went absolutely berserk on the transfer portal. And I still got it in my old files. So I'll dig it out one day and send it to you.
Yeah, whatever. All right. I'm going to end the show with this. Texas is coming to Kroger Field for the first time ever Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
I know football people. I get it. I'm there too. But it's still kind of neat that the Texas Longhorn are coming to Kroger Field for the first time ever in the history of college football.
Here's what I want to say about this, and before we get out of here. I want somebody to just play pissed off. You know what I mean, Brad? Like when you come out, you're just mad because somebody took your food. Like
you can't have my cornbread.
Like, some kind of fight. Like
you can't have my cornbread.
I'm just saying, like somebody
if you take
your
my
home,
cornbread, there's going to be consequences and repercussions.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel that they need to take on a mentality. And I know there's a lot of dysfunction, like you said last week. There's a lot of dysfunction, a lot of problems going on. But the problem is you could change the narrative with a win here.
Absolutely. 100%. You could shock the world right here on Saturday night. I'm not saying they will. I'm not saying that they're even going to come close. I'm saying it could. Northwestern beat Penn State. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
Just a few days ago.
And Penn State fired their coach because of it.
I mean,
well, it was already going on, but
that was already going to happen
anyways. But
it can happen. That's all I'm saying. All right. We are going to end the show. If
we're
you have,
we're doing good, Mark. Mark asked how he's doing. I said we're doing good.
If right now I have switched the QR code to Home Field Apparel, you can click that link. Home Field Apparel, they are with us and have a great selection of collegiate apparel. It is a vintage apparel company. They have over 180 teams. You can scan that QR code, takes you straight to where you can purchase. You can search your team. They will probably have 20 to 40 or more items for your team to choose from hoodies to socks to hats to all kinds of really cool retro stuff. They have cool retro logos. They have retro mascots. Throwback teams and lots of different things. Actually, I am wearing the Unforgettables Home Field Apparel shirt right here for UK.
Untouchables.
I mean the Untouchables. I said Unforgettables. Yes, that's what I meant. The 1996 team that Pope was on that won that national championship. I'm wearing. This is from Home Field Apparel.
You know what shirt you're wearing? Ain't that bad?
I always say them too wrong. Always.
I'm just giving you a hard time. See, this is what we call the big fuss. You wanted some more flavor with me. I'm giving it to you, man.
Yeah. All right. So that's Home Field Apparel. Check them out. Use our code CSCast and get you some really cool gear from Home Field Apparel. All right. with that said, check out the Real Fresh channel. I had up the Bet Us code up there all episode long. They will match 3 deposits at 125%. Go to the YouTube channel. Check out our writings on Stadium Rant and go to their YouTube channel as well. And guys, we will see you tomorrow night because I'm going to Lexington on Friday. So we will see you tomorrow night for our game day pick'ems. We will do game day pick'ems on Thursday night this week because
we used to do it on Thursday night.
Yeah, we did do it on Thursday nights for a while. One whole season, I believe, at least during football we did.
Yeah, during football we did, yeah.
Yeah. So we will be on tomorrow night on Thursday night to do our game day pick'ems right here, College SportsCast. We are going to have some fun. There's a lot of good games to pick from. So we're going to have some fun here tomorrow night. I hope you guys enjoyed the fuss. Tell some people about the Big Fuss Show with College SportsCast, and we will see you guys tomorrow night for game day pick'ems with spreads.
Y'all have a good night.